My name is Billy Metz. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I play men's lacrosse at Rollins College. So about a year ago, I traveled to Peru with this nonprofit, and as I was there, I was part of the teaching program in the high school. I was basically a TA, and I would help the teacher out with whatever she needed. I was teaching English, and what I found really fascinating about that experience was before it I was Catholic. I was raised Catholic my whole life. I went to church, and when I got to my first college, Providence College, for 2 years, I was pretty active in the ministry there and really just trying to figure out who I was in Jesus' eyes and who I wanted to be as a man of God. And as I went to Peru, I kind of started questioning my faith more, just trying to get to the root of things, who I wanted to be. And I came out of that experience with a profound gratitude for just like being able to like wake up, have food on the table, being able to live in a country, United States of America, that like provides all the freedom that we do have and the quality. And I came out with a very profound sense of like faith, but different than I grew up with in terms of like, it was more to the source, to Jesus, to like his teachings. Like, I realized as soon as I took out more like the religion and just got to like being a follower of Jesus, I stripped a lot of what wasn't really me and what was society, and what was more just like, how can I become a better man for God every day? And the sooner I did that, the better my life became. When I got back from Peru, I joined FCA, and I was asked to be a leader for them, and that whole year just took me on just a continuous walk of faith. So I would say when I got back from Peru, I really just decided to surrender everything to God and really just like continually every day like show up and just continually on that process. And I would say like my whole life, I was a Catholic. I was someone who participated in his faith, but I don't think my faith was my identity. And now I think after coming out of Peru, after going through my senior year, I really can say that like my faith is my identity. And it's helped me in so many aspects of my life, and my relationships and my finances and my friendships. As a guy on the team too, it helped me be a better leader and like more accountable. So God has helped me in my sport specifically be a better friend in terms of like a follower of Jesus. I've had friends come up to me and ask me like, hey, what time is FCA tonight? Hey, like what's that all about? And I've kind of could be like a beacon of a little bit of inspiration, of hope, just like, hey, like FCA is Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It's given me more of a resource to just be accepting of myself and others, just like saying like, hey, this is what I believe in. Like if you want to come check it out, come on by. I've had the privilege of actually like sitting with a lot of my teammates at those FCA meetings and at just during practice, like in between drills, you know, like guys will come up to me and like I don't always have the right answers, obviously, but I think just like acknowledging that like I'm trying to be a better man every day, like they respect that, and then it comes ultimately through God. So they're like, tell me more about him. And I think that he's honestly just in the practice setting has given me so much of like peace and wisdom, and just like hey, like all you gotta worry about right now honestly is like lacrosse. You don't have to be some like spokesperson for it. Just play the game, and if people come up to you, I think that's how he's moved in my sport. I have a tattooed on my forearm, Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, the Lord is with you wherever you go. I honestly turned to that ever since I got it my freshman year in college, just with anything. Specifically right now as I graduate and I'm embarking on a new space of life. I'm not a college athlete anymore, I'm not a student anymore, so how can I elevate my faith still while like participating in the adult world, I would say. I think I always just turn back to this verse because it speaks to like, hey, like you're never really gonna have it together. So just like be strong, be courageous with your actions, right? Try to put your best foot forward. And like, you're gonna have those doubts, you're gonna have all those things of like, am I doing the right path? I've just kind of stopped trying to figure out life and just like relied on this verse, like relied on his truth, which is just like trust him. My advice would be to anyone who's not understanding their priorities, maybe in their sport, and just trying to figure it all out. I would say the day that I spent 3 years of my college career putting my sport above God, and then I spent my last year putting my faith, putting my love of God and my service of others before my sport. And I can confidently say that like, I was a way better leader, I was a better player, I was more accountable to my teammates, I was more accountable in my relationships, I was more accountable to the coaches. I think once you surrender to God and really just like understand, like relying on him every day, it's a great feeling. It's just like you get this like spiritual gifts, as people call them, just like grace and like strength and clarity. I think the more you can just rely on him in your sport and put him first, it's not a bad thing. You can still be an amazing athlete, an amazing player. You're just putting your priorities in order, which I think inevitably will help you, like I said, be a better leader, be a better teammate, and more accountable to your team. I think a great way to ensure that you're on the right track in terms of just self-confidence with your faith is to understand yourself, really understand like why you're fearful, why you have some insecurities maybe about proclaiming your faith, and just like sitting with that, praying about it. Just like, you don't have to be this rah-rah guy, but like Christian rah-rah guy, or like yelling Jesus' name from the rooftops, but just like pray about it. Like pray why you may be like at a standstill. I would say it helps for me just like to say his name in the mornings when I'm praying, when I'm trying to figure out who I want to be in that day, just like all the worries and ego and anxiety, just like saying, Jesus, like, you're my everything, help guide me today, help lead me today. And if you can say it while you're by yourself, it'll give you a lot more strength to say it while you're in front of a crowd of others. Jesus dying on the cross, to me, the more I discovered, like, I kind of, like, everything he did for us, it was everything. Just realizing that, like, he gave us grace. Him dying on the cross meant that he took away all the sin, and he gave us like a new life. And I think that like as a man, especially in today's world, today's society, as a man in your sport, right? It's a pretty incredible thing to be like, we have a leader who did that for us. Like that's the ultimate like lead by example. Like he's truly like the most amazing human ever to walk this earth, because he is perfect, he is God in the flesh. And I think that like, if we can follow by example, right? We always preach that as athletes and preach that as teammates. I think that like, who better to follow than Jesus? I think that like, as soon as he died on that cross and he saved the world, if we can like understand that on a day-to-day basis, just like giving ourselves grace and giving ourselves an outlet to say, hey, like, if I don't know who to follow right now or I'm confused in life, just look at Jesus. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing me here today with Carson. I pray that Carson can continue on this journey of growing his faith and others' faith. I pray that we can continue to be strong in our faith, strong in our voices. Lord, today I pray for all those who don't know your name and don't know the peace that it brings. In your great name I pray, amen.